Hi everyone, welcome to a Tess Academy YouTube video. This is part of our GCSE Maths revision lesson series where we will cover topics grade 7 to 9. Today we will run through factorising in terms of quadratics and algebraic fractions. Remember, if you have any queries, please visit our website at tessonlineschool.com. Also, please suggest any feedback, improvements or suggestions to us through the website. Thank you. The first question we will go through is to factorise 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. This is a normal quadratic equation with all positive terms, which follows a recurring rule and can be written as ax squared plus bx plus c. To find out what numbers would act as factors for this equation, you need to think of numbers that would add or subtract to give you the middle value, otherwise known as b. In this case, a would equal to 2, c is equal to 12, and therefore b is equal to 11. So then we would do a multiplied by c, so 2 multiplied by 12, which gives you 24. Then think of factors of 24 that add up to 11. The only combination that would work is 3 plus 8, as 3 multiplied by 8 gives us 24. So then we would write our two brackets and work out the different combinations that would be able to expand into creating the above equation. We can try with 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 8. But as you can see, 2x multiplied by 2x would give you 4x squared. So we should divide the second brackets by 2. This finally gives us a result of 2x plus 3 and x plus 4, which expands into the question above, so we have the correct answer now. The second question we will attempt is another quadratic equation which will follow a similar procedure. This question is 9x squared minus 3x minus 20. Now we have negative terms. We will multiply the a and c values, which are 9 and minus 20. Do remember to take the negative sign into account, otherwise your answer will be incorrect. The answer is minus 180, so let's now look at its factors. Don't worry about the negative sign just yet, this will come into place soon within the brackets. Remember, right now we are looking for two numbers that add or subtract to give you 3. The factors that are correct are 12 and 15, which multiply to give you 180 and have a difference of 3. The question shows b being negative 3, so we have to do 12 minus 15 to give you minus 3. Now let's create the two brackets and figure out what combinations would work out to give us the correct equation. Let's put 9x into both brackets, but of course that will give us 81x squared instead of 9x squared, so we can try to divide both brackets by a common factor, which is 3, and that eventually gives you 3x plus 4 and 3x minus 5. Remember to put the negative signs in the correct places to have a difference of minus 3. Let's try another question, not just factorising it, but we will also have to solve it. The question is to solve 4x squared minus 19x minus 5, which is equal to 0. Once again, we will multiply the a and c values, which gives us minus 20, and think of its factors which add or subtract to give us negative 19. The factors would be 1 and 20, and 1 subtract 20 gives you minus 19. Now let's create the brackets, which would be 4x plus 1 and 4x minus 20. The second bracket can be simplified further to give you 4x plus 1 and x minus 5 by dividing the second bracket by 4. Remember, we are solving this equation, so let's equate this to 0. We should equate each bracket to 0 and then try to make x a subject in each equation. So for example, it will be 4x plus 1 is equal to 0. Subtract 1 on both sides so that you have 4x is equal to minus 1, and then divide by 4 on both sides to give you x is equal to minus 1 over 4. Do the same for the other bracket, which should give you a value of x is equal to 5. So now you know x is equal to minus 1 over 4 and 5. So now you have solved the equation and found the missing x values. Let's try to solve another question. Try to solve 5x squared minus 80 is equal to 0. There is no middle coefficient, but you can still try to do a similar method. Firstly, factor out a common factor that all the terms have. We can take out number 5 from both terms, which gives us 5 brackets x squared minus 16, which is equal to 0. You can then notice that there is a difference of 2 squares in the brackets, which you can solve next and simplify further. Both x squared and 16 are square numbers, which you can break down into x plus 4 and x minus 4, so this can be rewritten as 5 brackets x plus 4 and x minus 4, which will equal to 0. Now, 5 can't be equal to 0, so we have to treat each of the brackets as if they are equal to 0. So either x plus 4 is equal to 0 or x minus 4 is equal to 0. This gives you either x minus 4 or 4, which is your final answer, and now you have found the values for x. The next question is an algebraic fraction. The same sort of factorising applies to the numerator and the denominator of the fraction, where we multiply the a and c values and then find its factors. After that, we should try to think of the two numbers that either add or subtract to give us the value of b. After a while, factorising will not require you to do so many steps, as you will be able to guess the correct numbers and brackets more quickly with little to no revision. After finding the two brackets, your answers become x plus 3, x minus 4, all above x minus 4, x minus 5. You can see the numerator and the denominator have the same bracket on top and the bottom, which we can eliminate and cancel out, which then makes us end up with x plus 3 over x minus 5. This is your answer in its simplest form. Now, let's move on to the hardest question. To be honest, this isn't necessarily hard, but more so a tedious question that you can easily make mistakes in, so be careful. Remember, we are dividing two fractions here, so you need to flip the second fraction. Any chance you get to factorize out any terms, do so to simplify as much as possible so we can factorize out the 3 and the x from the numerators, for example. Let's do the normal procedures for the longer equation and use our ABC method. This eventually simplifies down to x plus 2 and 2x plus 5. Since it's multiplying fractions, we can join the numerators and the denominators together. Once again, the numerators and the denominators both have the same brackets, which we can cancel out, which then gives us our final answer, which is 3x over 2x plus 5. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you'd like further support, we offer one-to-one sessions and group sessions for Key Stages 1, 2 and 3, along with specially formulated 11+ GCSE and A-level lessons. Further information can be accessed on our website, tessonlineschool.com. And if you'd like further resources, advice and feedback, please contact us on the following numbers. Thank you.